Welcome back, YouTubers. Okay, so normally movie reviews aren't really my thing. I don't feel qualified to review movies, so I'm not really going to review it per se. I just want to talk about it a little bit. It's actually a couple of movies. I just watched both of these within a couple days of each other. I just got done with the second one, you know, like 20 minutes ago, and I was laying in bed. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning right now. I was kind of laying in bed, kind of debating on whether I even wanted to talk about it. When you want to do a video, when I was like, I might as well while the information is fresh in my mind, and I know I was watching some YouTube reviews about it and stuff, so I just want to talk about it a little bit. Of course, I'm talking about 2001, A Space Odyssey, which is the one I watched a couple days ago, and I just got done with 2010, The Year We Made Contact. Very, very different films, but I think, first of all, the first thought I want to throw out there is that I think that the 2010 is a very, very, very good and very underrated sequel to 2001. I just watched 2001 for the first time just a couple days ago, which is crazy for as much as I like, space and kind of the ambience, of, music and different kinds of things. Just that 2001 was just such an incredible experience. I would say, I was breaking this down for my wife, telling her about how much she would hate the film. It's about 50% visual and about 40% audio that's not spoken word, and then the rest of it is, the other 10% is, the acting and the actual script content. Not saying that, that stuff's not important, not that the script content's not important, but it's just, I don't know, so much of 2001 relied on what you were seeing and the sounds you were hearing, whether it was the music or just the ambience in general. And I thought that's what made it so fantastic. It's just such a good experience, and I loved the whole thing. And 2010, The Year We Made Contact, is a departure from that completely. It wasn't so much about the ambience anymore and the visuals. Visuals were still kind of, it still looked good, but it was made almost 20 years later. It was made about 14 years later. 2001 came out in like 68, and 2010 came out in like 84. So it was a long time in between the two films, and Stanley Kubrick didn't have anything to do with 2010. It was this Hyams guy. Yeah, Peter Hyams is the one who did it, but it was based on the novel 2010. But it's the same guy who wrote 2001: Space Odyssey, Arthur C. Clarke, who actually wrote two other books too that came after 2010. One's called 2061, and one's called 3001. I want to check them out. This is the only novel I have. And from what I read on Wikipedia and stuff, this novel was written at the same time as 2001, the screenplay and stuff for 2001, but it actually wasn't published till afterwards. And Kubrick and Clarke really had different visions of what they really thought this was about. Of course, it was, Kubrick's vision, but Clarke also made a novelization of it, which went into more detail about things that you were seeing and stuff. But that wasn't necessarily Kubrick's vision. That's just the way Clarke did it. Arthur C. Clarke did it for the novel, so it was a better read. Because like I said, 2001 was mostly about what you were seeing and what you were hearing. Whereas 2010 spent a lot more time with characters and character building, and a really great plot, I thought. They are on a mission to go rescue the ship that was abandoned near Jupiter. I don't want to ruin any big plot parts, and I don't really want to talk about what it's about per se, because it's such a good experience that I think that it's really worth watching. I thought the tension in both films was absolutely fantastic. Obviously, the first one, it's a lot more sense of just the loneliness, I guess, of space and the tension that's there. I don't know, the struggle, because I don't know. But the two actors, I don't know their names, but in the movie they're Frank and David. Um, they are able to remain so stoic. Just it's really awesome. Actually, I thought it made for a good. I don't know. I think they purposely try to stay away from character development, so you didn't spend too much time thinking about what that character must be thinking, and just watching. So it's really strange. It's actually they spent more time, a lot more time, kind of. The character that was built up the most in 2001 was actually Hal, the computer. So that was pretty good. I loved it. And 2010, you get the full spectrum characters. Everybody on the ship. Well, I won't say everybody. Not everybody in the Russian crew. There was 2 or 3 of them that had a pretty pretty good roles. Where you actually got to know them a little bit. And all 3 Americans, you really do get to know kind of a little bit the ins and outs. You kind of feel where they're at, even if they didn't spend a ton of time talking about building up the character and a lot of backstory and stuff. It just you really felt their characters while they were on the screen, and they were really easy to get behind. I thought. Some people don't really like 2010, and some people are kind of mad. I guess that it was a sequel to 2001, but it follows right along. I thought they did a fantastic job of linking the two films together. I really did, and I don't know. It's so hard to describe because there's such an obscure couple of films, especially the first one. The second one, 2010, it is a cinematic thing. There's a little, I won't say action, because it's not really action. It's not really the same. I don't know, just because they spend so much time with characters, it's developed into, a drama. And the politics that's going on. There's a lot of politics involved in 2010, which is okay because of the time it was made in the 80s. There really was some Cold War junk going on. Obviously, it takes place in 2000. It takes place in 2010. The film itself, but it was made in the 80s when that stuff was very relevant. And yeah, so I don't want to go into too many details. Like I said, not that I condone it, but I believe that 2010 in its entirety is on YouTube. So you can actually watch this whole movie on YouTube. I don't think it's on Netflix. I don't think either one of them are on Netflix. I watched 2001 on my computer. That's all I'm going to say. And I watched this one on a VHS I picked up a few months ago. I picked it up on a whim, actually. I saw that it was the sequel to 2001, and I knew that I wanted to watch 2001, but I didn't know when I was going to get to it. So I just went ahead and picked it up anyway. It's just kind of a cool, almost like a special edition box. It's got the spine on it. There was a huge sticker right here, and I got most of it off, and you can't even really tell, but some of the sticker is still there. I just colored it in with a Sharpie so it wouldn't look like ass on my shelf. But yeah, it's got a cool link, and it opens up, and the movie itself has a bunch of the VHS itself has a bunch of stickers on it. But I'm on the lookout for both this one and 2001 on DVD or Blu-ray, preferably Blu-ray, because I don't know about this one so much, but I know the first one will be amazing on Blu-ray because those visuals are just so awesome. That was my very favorite part of 2001, was just watching. And some people are going to think that 2001 is pretty boring. And there are parts that are kind of boring. Not really boring as much as just okay, let's go. There's about 30 minutes, at the beginning of the movie where there's no speaking at all. Well, primarily because the first 30 minutes of the movie is apes. It's not even people yet. But so it spends a lot of time, doing nothing per se, saying nothing. I'll say that. But it's all about hearing and just watching. So If you're in the mood for a couple of really fantastic films, but they are very different from one another, I do absolutely 100% recommend that you watch 2001 and 2010 because I really like them both. And like I said, I'm actually going to read this here pretty soon, and I might talk about it again if I finish it sometime. I don't want to make any promises because, yeah, I'm a slow reader. But yeah, this is 2001: A Space Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke. And it is based on the screenplay of the MGM film by Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke. And like I said, there is a book called, the second one's called Odyssey 2, I think. I don't think it's called The Year We Made Contact, but it's called Odyssey 2 anyway. I want to look up that one. And then there's another one, like I said, 2061 and 3001. So I would like to check those out too. Obviously, I don't know how much they tie into it. Seems like they could do some awesome things based on the ending of 2010. Let me just say that. There could be some epic stuff. So, check them out. Please do yourself a favor and watch these movies if you haven't already. And if you're on the fence about 2010, it comes Doomwave's recommended. So, get it and watch it. It's awesome. Thank you very much. And Doomwave's out.